Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is December 18th, 2023, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, tech stocks finally pick up the pace on the upside. But first, no major economic events scheduled for today. So as we look at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the euro makes a double top. Well, we're looking at the indices. The Dow Jones holding on to its gains and the NASDAQ pushing higher. Now looking at commodities, gold trickling lower as we see oil remaining unchanged. Now looking at the stock specifically, it's Oracle, it's Intel, and it's Amazon that is pushing the markets higher this time. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin trickling lower as well. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go, first with the Euro USD, and this is where it gets really interesting because we hit that 110 mark, and I said this could potentially be a fade opportunity, and sure enough, voila, okay? Now, it wasn't a big fade opportunity, but decent enough. 90 pips is decent enough. We were hitting just above the 110 level, and right now we're 109.17-ish level, so almost a 90 pip correction on the downside. But this is really important because I did mention this on Friday, so this would have been an easy layup had you taken advantage of it. Now looking at the other major pairs, the GBP USD also lost some traction, but remember, the GBP broke out even higher to 127.56-ish levels, so that was a little bit stronger. And so suffice it to say, let's see if this does retrace as well back to where the euro will it play catch up. That's something to stay attuned to. Now looking at the Japanese yen, kind of drifting off here, okay, versus the dollar after getting much stronger versus the dollar, okay. You can see that on a daily chart. Now we are bouncing here, so I do expect somewhat of a decent bounce. Okay, let's see if we can sustain it, or is it going to hold on to this downwards trend line? That needs to be still said. Okay, now jumping into commodities, gold just tapering lower to 2024, about $10, not really much, and oil not doing anything, just hanging out at $72 a barrel. Now jumping into the US markets, first into the Dow Jones, holding on to its gains at 37,700. Now we didn't hit 38,000, but that's, we're close to it, and as close as you can get. Now looking at the NASDAQ though, hitting higher last week to new all-time record highs by 200 points, 16,800-ish level. And the question is, will it clear 17? That's everybody's mind. Now looking at the specific stocks, it was Intel that pushed the markets higher. Look at that, above its 200-day moving average on a weekly. If you look at a daily chart, that is pretty strong, okay, at $46. Definitely all-time high for this year, 2023. Still all-time, not all-time record highs, but a decent kind of comeback. Now, I remember back in the day where we had such a correction on something like Intel, where it went from $66 down to $30-ish, and it took, it went even down further than that, it went to $6, but it took over 15 to 20 years to correct itself. Now, this corrected itself in a very short time period. I could take you back as far as 2000, okay, and you could see we were almost at $10 back then. And look, we were much higher. If we look at I don't know if we're going to be able to give you that. No, it doesn't produce that kind of historic value for you. But back in the day, okay, when this particular stock, okay, was $66 and went back to $10, it took a long time to come back to itself. And here we are looking at Intel making a huge comeback from last year to this year to last year, okay, making a huge comeback. And that's really very important to note. Now, the other stock that really went up higher is Oracle. I'm not going to cover it, but it is a stock that every so often goes up higher. It doesn't trade with the rest of the markets, and it's a bit of an anomaly. It's like nobody knows where to place it really, because yes, it is at a high-tech company, yes, but does it reflect the market? No. So FANG stocks, but Microsoft does reflect the market, but everything else doesn't. Now looking at the FANG stock, Microsoft trading sideways, not doing much. And now looking at Facebook, also taking a bit of a break. So the FANG stocks did take a break. So it's like an alternative stock that moved the markets higher, which is kind of interesting. Now looking at Bitcoin, did sell off to 41,100-ish level. It is retracing. Now, this is a pivotal moment where I do expect it to bounce off of this area, so keep that in mind as well. This is Razak. Want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.